I often talk about vision. It's quite a big thing for me, as I know that it helps to motivate me and helps me to make decisions if I know where I'm aiming for. I also run a workshop around vision, and so I know that it helps other people as well. I'm often asked if a vision has to be a huge thing, as often people find it difficult to think of a big enough thing to aim for. At moments like that, I like to tell them about a client I worked with a few years ago. The client had come to me with a very small single project that she wanted to work on. And during our conversations, we started to talk about vision, and she said she didn't really have one. She and her husband were both artists and illustrators. They had enough work to cover their living costs and to an extent be able to pick and choose what they did. They were very happy and fulfilled, and with enough time to enjoy all aspects of their lives. I just asked if there was any small change she might like to make in her life. She thought very long and hard and then said, "I'd like to go on a holiday that doesn't involve a tent." Every year, she and her husband had very enjoyable jaunts to the countryside where they took time out, they sketched, they walked, they enjoyed long pub lunches. Because they were on a budget, they went camping. My client didn't hate camping, but she felt that when planning the next trip, she would like to have the choice between ground sheets and Egyptian cotton sheets and not have to worry about rain and mud. We talked through the idea, and because her desires weren't extravagant, she said a nice little cottage would be fine, but it would cost too much. I said, "Well, how much would it cost?" "Oh, it would cost too much." "How much would it cost?" I said. So she went away and she worked out the potential cost. And yes, it was going to be more than camping, but nowhere near as expensive as she had expected. So she worked out how much extra money she and her husband, who was equally happy with the idea, would have to pull in to make it happen. They realised that they hadn't actually put their fees up for several years. So they looked at putting up their fees a little bit, what extra work they could take on. And between these, it was less of a stretch than they had imagined. And a few months later, they were on holiday with not a tent in sight. Since then, they've been perfectly happy staying in little cottages. They don't have any desire to upgrade to the Savoy or the Ritz. However, having succeeded with this goal, it started them thinking of other small changes that they want to make in their lives. Every year, they set themselves a joint vision, something which needs a little bit of effort to pull them forwards. And every year, the vision gets a little bit bigger. So, which metaphorical tent do you want to swap for a cottage this year?